National Small Industries Corporation, working for the growth of small businesses since 1955. NSIC plays a major role in promoting small businesses, manufacturers, providing a platform for buyers and sellers. This year, the theme is based on Make in India. Let's hear it more on the same from Mr. Rajendra Nath, CMD of NSIC.
TechMart 2015 is the 23rd edition of NSIC's technology exposition under the brand name of TechMart. We took the focus of Make in India because that is what Indian MSMEs require. And the Indian MSMEs need to be supported. The NSIC's various initiatives largely are towards that, and we try to facilitate them and increase their competitiveness, their capacities, so that they can at least take the onslaught of the Chinese invasion, if I may say, in terms of dumping of various materials, bringing in their technologies. And Indian MSMEs need that hand-holding. The TechMart 2015 is a platform wherein we bring 164 companies physically and over 300 companies in the virtual exhibition to give them a platform to display their products, their technologies, do a matchmaking, and I'm sure this will be a useful exercise in building capacities of the Indian MSMEs.
Sir, what's the role of NSIC in skill development schemes?
One of the biggest challenges which Indian small industry faces today is lack of skilled manpower. And in that regard, what we have tried to do is create capacities in our technical centers so that more and more skills can be developed. We try and run courses which are required by the industry by developing them in consultation with the industry so that our trainees who pass out get absorbed by the industry through campus recruitment methods which we adopt. At our technical center in Delhi, we have about 66 companies coming for campus recruitments. Similar exercise by way of job fairs is being done at our other centers of ours, and that is how we try and build skills. But the other model which we have also adopted is by creating entrepreneurs through our rapid incubation model for entrepreneurship development. We have set up these incubation centers of NSICs as well as under the public-private partnership mode. And through these centers, we build capacities of these young budding entrepreneurs or people who want to get skilled and then go in for a practical working before they set up their own enterprise. And through these mechanisms, we have had a lot of success stories. If in the past NSIC was engaged in creating new enterprises, the role continues even in the present times.
So India is the youngest country. So what's your outlook on Indian young labor?
As I just said, while it's a matter of great pride that India will be the youngest country by 2020, and demographic dividend is one of the biggest advantages which our country carries, but I also believe it's a big challenge. Challenge in the sense that how do you engage with the youth? And one of the methods which we have devised is create opportunities for self-employment. Because government cannot create those many jobs. So the alternative left is create new enterprises so that new jobs can be created. And through this mechanism, as I said, of rapid incubation for entrepreneurship creation, we have been able to set up new enterprises from the people who were trained at these incubation centers. Once they set up their own enterprise, they create job opportunities maybe for 4, 5, 10 as they go on expanding. And I believe that is the best method how we can engage with the Indian youth. And these are the models which are very successful, not only in India. I would say that even the various countries abroad, be it in Africa or be it in our neighborhood of Bangladesh and certain other countries who are trying to replicate NSIC's model of entrepreneurship creation and engaging with the youth.
SME is the backbone of the economy. So, do you think government is doing well to make up the SMEs, the small medium enterprises?
Well, all these recent initiatives all go to show the government's intention that they're really keen of strengthening the backbone of the Indian economy, the MSMEs. Initiatives like Make in India, Made in India, uh, Digital India, Skill India are all basically playing the roles as required to build capacities of the Indian MSMEs. And that is what we need the most. We have to build their capacities, we have to handhold the new ones, we have to create the new enterprises, and I'm sure it might be a bit too soon for us to say what are the results, but I'm sure in the times to come, these efforts will definitely strengthen the capacities of the Indian MSMEs and also ensure that the environment creates new enterprises. People would be encouraged to set up their own enterprises. Prime Minister's mention of Startup India and Stand Up India again go in this direction. And in the near future, we will be finding the fruits of all these initiatives coming.
And along with the same, like SMEs face basic problems of power and sufficient funds and skilled labor. So in coming 5 years, we can expect any one of the problem can be solved out.
Well, power and land is something which normally is a state subject. So center has not much of a role to do that. But we find in the recent times, every state government is trying to build an environment where more and more industries can be set up in their area. Skill India is for skilled manpower to be made available to the industries. Make in India and the initiatives along with that. Credit, the coming of the Mudra Bank, the setting up of various venture capital funds would all be, I would say, measures taken, or rather a movement towards creating an environment where the future looks to be very, very optimistic.
There's a gap between, you can say, Indian manufacturers and buyers. So to fill that, how we can fill this gap, or online is the only way, or is there any other way out?
Well, NSIC has both the methods. While we have the online method of e-marketing portals, we have the B2B portal and we have the B2C portal also. And we encourage units to come forward on that. So much so that on the B2C portal, we have tried and kept zero membership fee so as to encourage people to come and join us on that. The other mechanism is through vendor developments, through buyer-seller meets, wherein all these small enterprises who get registered with NSIC, we take them across by way of buyer-seller meets and vendor development programs to build linkages with the buyers so that their products can be sold, their technologies, if they need any refinements, they can be carried out. And I'm sure the public procurement policy, where 20% of the purchases have to be made from the Indian small and micro enterprises, will definitely go a long way in strengthening the selling capabilities of these units.
So which are the schemes, the popular and beneficial schemes of NSIC for the current time, and especially for women entrepreneurs?
Well, I would say that all schemes of NSIC are extremely popular because we only run those schemes which are in demand, because we are the facilitators for the small enterprises. But if I may name one or two, I would say the raw material assistance is one of the most sought after, because if a unit gets raw material, uninterrupted supply at the prices which are made, at the prices which are being sold by the bulk manufacturers, by eliminating the middlemen and dealers, by getting them the quantity discounts which they wouldn't have otherwise thought of, all leading up to about 10 to 15% savings in terms of their input costs. Definitely it's a big way that they stand to gain. Then by registering them as vendors with us, for enabling them to supply to government, providing them tender sets free of cost, getting them exemptions of earnest money if you are registered with NSIC, providing you the credit of any value, any nature by the 31 banks and financial institutions who have been who have an MOU with NSIC, then providing raw material on credit, then providing the platforms, the e-marketing platforms for selling, providing skilled manpower through our technical centers. Now you tell me which of these is not in demand or not suitable for the Indian small industry.
Very true. And sir, moreover, what is the criteria to get register on for NSIC, and who all can go for it?
Well, you have to be a small enterprise, and we are there. And in Indian MSME, as per the definition under the MSME Act, and we are there to assist in whatever demand you carry. So we cater to anything which a small industry requires within the schemes which have been designed by the corporation. Because while we are a mini Ratna category enterprise, a public sector enterprise fully owned by the government, we raise resources on our own strengths. We tie up with the bulk manufacturers based on the aggregation of demands which we do, and definitely we play a pivotal role, I would say, by devising schemes which are sought after by the Indian small enterprises.
For the same, like how NSIC is upgrading itself in terms of technology and financing?
We are looking up to the new avenues which are opening up for the industry. Training our manpower, because we have a very limited manpower. If we have scaled up in terms of business, we were doing a business of almost 2,000 crore in 2006-07, and we finished off at 20,000 crore in 2015, and I'm sure in 2015-16 we would be exceeding what we achieved last year. But our manpower hasn't increased in the same proportions. We have only 900 people even today. So what we do is we build their capacities also. The NSIC employees have to be geared up to pick up the new challenges. We introduce the concepts of rapid incubation. We are trying to make tie-ups with the Indian industry so that the trainings can be imparted as per the demands of the industry. We are trying to bring in the big players like Escorts, the ABB and others to have a relationship wherein it's a win-win situation for everybody. Those bulk manufacturers, NSIC and the trainee, because all stand to gain out of it. And this has been made possible by a constant upliftment of the NSIC employees also. We proudly call them NSICians, and that's how we have been doing it.